Hello, 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 Facebook fans. I am so happy to see each and every one of you out there. I hope that you guys are having a fantastic morning, evening, dawn, day, or dusk, all that lovely stuff, because life really is too short as is. Please like this, please watch, please check it out, please check out everything we have to do today. Today we are having another episode of Another Day, Another Dollar with our good friend Dean Houlihan, all the way from Ireland. As soon as he hops on here, we shall be ready to rock and roll. Hey Tristan, how's it going, bud? It's good to see that you hopped on. I'm glad to see you're here. Dean should be here any moment now. We're just waiting on him to arrive, and then we'll just add him into the video. All he's got to do is just hop on in here. Hey, Katie. Hey. I'm doing fantastic, Tristan. How are you doing today? Or you said you're good. I'm sorry. Hopefully you have a question for Dean when he does hop on here. Maybe you'll have something fantastic to ask. Yes. Yes, we're just waiting on him to hop on. It should be any moment now. I hope that all of you guys are having a fantastic weekend thus far. It's been great for me. I definitely have a lot to do. Hey, there we go. We got Dean there. We just need him to hop on in. How do we add let's see here. He should just join, I think, just regular like. I sent out the invite to join there, Dean. You just have to hop on in to the thing, and I think it should work. That's how I've done it in the past. Let's try something there. Where we go. Yes, it's always great seeing the Patties getting recognized, Tristan. It's always awesome. Yes, you guys make some great films over there. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen some fantastic stuff, not just Dean's film that I reviewed, The Disembodied Hitman, which is absolutely amazing. If you have not seen that, get a hold of Dean and maybe he'll help you out on how you can see a copy of that, because it is very good. Definitely goes above and beyond. Dean, you just gotta join the invite I sent you. I don't know why it's acting all goofy. Just join the live feed if it isn't letting you, and then I can add you in that way if it doesn't work. If not, we'll back out and restart this. Either way, we will conduct this interview today. It will be happening. It just need Dean to accept the invite. It's sent. I don't know why it's not working. Just need to have you join, buddy. All right, and it is acting goofy on me, so we will get this conducted some way, somehow. I just need Dean to get on here and I can add him. I don't know why it's, because I sent an invite out for him. It's acting goofy, so let's try something. No, Dean, where are you, buddy? Just need him to join the technology. Yes, it can be a pain sometimes. That is for sure. This is 2 in 1 week that has gone kind of weird and wonky on me. I don't know what the dealio is. Either way, it's this will happen. It may just take a few moments for things to work out, but we will get this working. Just need Dean to get in here, and that's all I'm waiting on. So I know he sent something, but okay, I'm back. I just sent him a quick message just to see if we can get him to just join the live stream, and then I'll add him that way and see if things will work. Hopefully that does the trick. If not, we will restart, and I will resend the invite out to him, and we will just pretend like this part didn't happen. Yes. Just hanging out. Hopefully this technology catches up here. Just waiting on him to accept the invite. That's all I really need to do. Let's see. It's been sent, so gosh, boy. Let's see. There we go. Now, there we go. It's adding now. All right. It's being goofy as can be, but we got it figured out. I just need it to. Hey, there we go. It's starting to join. That's always a good sign. There he is, the man.
Yes, we're finally here.
It's good to see you. How are you doing today, Dean?
Yeah, great, man. Thanks a lot for having me. Like, a few moments of technical difficulties, but like we got there in the end. So
Exactly. That's all that matters, because the technology, it can be pain in the ass,
yeah,
as Katie said, it can be a pain.
yeah,
So,
I've done a few interviews, but it's actually my first ever live. So like, this is a special moment for me.
oh, this is special for me
You
too,
know?
because this is going across the pond, as they say, all the way to Ireland, and
Yeah, yeah,
this is a huge interview for me too as well. So I'm very excited for this. So,
yeah. Prestige worldwide, man.
Prestige Worldwide, boats and hose.
Yeah, that's it. We've
So
hit the big time now.
let's talk about some of your films and stuff you've
Yeah.
done. What are you working on right now exactly?
Well, at the moment, I'm like prepping to do a zombie feature. So it's called Zombie Blast Fighter, and it's kind of like more so like the Resident Evil games, the first like three games like from the 90s, like the PlayStation games, rather than the films. So it's going to be like kind of, pretty cheesy, kind of like early Peter Jackson, early Sam Raimi, like, over the top gore, humor, doesn't take itself seriously, just, completely over the top, and just, cheesy action, like one-liners and that type of thing. So that's kind of what I'm prepping, at the moment.
That, that's
And, like, yeah, so, like we said before, because I've done a lot of anthologies for horror films, and, connected with a lot of different filmmakers, but I want to branch out into features. That was like always the biggest, thing. And do projects that are more representative of me as a filmmaker and what I can show. And I kind of did, like, when I was doing a lot of anthologies, a lot of them were kind of more serious, like fan footage and kind of Mondo type of stuff. Whereas I want to, show a bit more of my kind of humor. So I do have a sense of humor, believe it or not,
oh,
instead
you
of doing like
definitely
just
do.
serious stuff.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
I appreciate it. As do you, man. Like, it's good seeing something that's shocking and that's supposed to be controversial, but I think it's good to just make people laugh as well,
Hmm.
because
I
not
think
everybody
that
likes to be shocked, but everybody likes to laugh, I think.
that is so true, because I think comedy and horror, they go hand in hand. You can
Absolutely.
really build up some suspense if you throw in a few chuckles in there, here and there. Like you said,
Oh,
early
definitely.
Peter
Yeah.
Jackson work is perfect example for that kind of humor, but you still build suspense and horror still in the film, and that's really exciting to hear that you're working on a zombie film. You know, I am excited to see that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, it'll be cheap, like real kind of slocky as hell, and just want to show a lot of charm to it. I just want to do. I have a lot of ideas of like how can I just do the most bizarre stuff, but like do it so over the top, play it straight, but do it like so over the top that you just kind of have to laugh at the situation, if you get me.
Oh yes, definitely. I definitely get where you're going with that, and it sounds like it's going to be just a fun ride. Um,
I hope so. Yeah. Well, I'm enjoying it so far.
I've seen and reviewed your film, The Disembodied Hitman, which I was just
Yes.
suggesting that to our good friend Tristan on here. Um, wow,
All
that
right.
is
Yeah.
another
That's pretty
piece
cool.
of great work.
Tristan's actually from Ireland as well, isn't he?
Yes, he sure is. Sure is.
Wow. That's We'll have to meet up sometime. It's a small pond over here.
A Definitely, definitely, especially when you're trying to branch out and learn new filmmakers. And he is a teenage filmmaker, and I will be doing a short review on his film Backwoods later this month, actually.
All right. Really
So that'll
cool.
be
Yeah.
something fun to look forward to. So you also get into acting. I know you have a lot of acting credits.
Yeah, there's, quite a few, and I think I have to be thankful because since I'm from Ireland, I know that like a lot of filmmakers I collaborated with, I'm not the type of actor that I can like share scenes with the leads or whatever in every single film because, they're in the US or they're, the UK or wherever, and so I'm in Ireland. But I've been utilized quite well. So like I know we've already talked before about the Craiglan incident from Joel D. Wynkoop.
Oh, definitely.
So it was kind of cool that I could do something like, remotely, and do like a scene for him. And, he wrote for me like on the spot. And it was like a nice little 5 minute scene where I'm kind of like, a scavenger or survivor during this alien apocalypse. And I had a lot of fun with that. And, I've done a lot of films for, Dustin Ferguson. Like most recently, I did Bengal for Christmas, where I got to play like, kind of like a storyteller, so like the host of the film. So I have like an introduction and an outro, like introducing the story and stuff like that. So stuff like that's a lot of fun. So I've been utilized like quite well, like as far as acting goes. And I did a film for Tony Newton called The Amityville Exorcist, where I played a priest, and because it was all done like through video calls, I could fit into the plot that way. So it's been cool that I've been kind of, if you look at my credits and the people who I've, been alongside, you'd almost think that I lived in the U.S. in the States, but I don't. So I think it's really cool that I've made enough an impression with these people that I could be, included in their films and had some, pretty significant roles. Like obviously I've had, smaller roles and bit parts here and there, but there's been a few gems thrown my way for sure, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Speaking of Bengal for Christmas, that's on my to-do list actually. That I like to dip
Yeah.
out of the horror and dip my toes into films like that every now and again. It looks like a very fun, cute little
Oh, it
just
is.
it looks
Yeah.
looks neat. I think that's cool that you are doing such a vast variety of genres. That's
Yeah.
just so
Yeah.
impressive, and I love that when I see that. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, like it's so easy to get caught into it because in the very indie, low budget horror scene or low budget scene, it's all about horror. So like any chance you get to do something that's like outside of the genre is just like so refreshing, basically, because it doesn't happen a lot.
that's a fact, and it's nice, and you know, I completely understand that. Just as the reviewing side of things, I also try to dip around the genres a little bit more because you know you need a little bit of a breath of fresh air, as they say.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, horror is kind of most of our favorite genre, like especially in the kind of scene that we're in. But there's so much more to that. So, sometimes you want to watch a heartwarming
Hmm.
film. Sometimes you want to see like gore and guts splattered against the wall or something. It's just kind of variety. That's what it's all about. Just having that kind of being versatile and having a bit of a range in the work that you're doing. Like it's great to do, 100 horror films or 20 horror films or whatever, but it's good to do a comedy here and there. It's good to do a family film. So like any chance you get, like you kind of just jump on the opportunity.
Oh yes, definitely. That is really cool, and I respect that a lot. That is just amazing. Because a lot of people don't jump out of their comfort zone, as they say, and try
Yeah,
different
exactly.
things. I got another question. This one's a harder one. What are
Yeah,
some
yeah.
of your
Go
favorite
ahead.
films? I know that's a hard one.
Oh,
I always
it
like to
is.
throw that one out there.
It is always a hard one. I mean, like anything that George Romero has done. So I think Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, his trilogy is like, that's like some of my stuff that I can just watch over and over again. John Carpenter, and I would say The Thing and They Live are like some of my favorites of
Oh,
his, and just his use of like kind of synth soundtracks and that type of thing. How he can build an atmosphere just through music.
oh yeah.
What else? Frank Henenlotter, I love. I love anything that Frank Henenlotter does. Whether it's Frankenhooker or Basket Case. I think Brain Damage is his best film.
Oh, Brain Damage
Um,
is
I even
amazing.
liked Bad Biology quite a bit. I'd like to see him make another film. It's a pity because it's probably must be about 15 years since Bad Biology. I know he's done a couple of documentaries since then, but I'd like to see him do like another narrative, like fiction film again.
That would be amazing. I'm not gonna lie. I would jump all over that.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Because you just know, like every film that he makes, it's completely different, and it's gonna be like, uh, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to curse, but it's gonna be bat, shi, the rest,
Oh
crazy.
yeah.
So yeah,
Oh yes. Definitely, definitely.
and I have to say, I have to give credit to Gabriel Jewett because he put me like he made me the biggest Jim Van Bebber fan like ever since I got to know him because obviously Gabriel's an Ohio native and Deadbeat at Dawn and My Sweet Satan and Charlie's Family, the Manson Family, those are just kind of masterpieces in my opinion.
Mhm.
You know.
Definitely, definitely. And we've definitely talked old Van Beber before, and what
Oh
a
yeah, we have.
interesting character he is. And I would love for him to just make something. I would another one of those directors. I would jump all over and be on it.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I know he's had a film like in the works for at least since 2018 called Sideshow of Souls, but
Mhm.
since he shoots on film and funds it out of his own pocket, and film is very expensive. He's shooting on Super 8 and stuff like that. Just like his other films, just like Charlie's Family or Manson Family, it took him like over a decade just to complete it. So
Mhm.
hopefully he does get to do it soon, and he's definitely a filmmaker that his work kind of there's not a lot of it there, but everything that he does, he kind of just hits a home run most times, I think.
Oh, I agree. I agree. I especially love some of the shorts that he did. What is the one? My Sweet Satan or something like
Oh
that.
yeah,
That one is
yeah,
just
yeah,
intense, intense. Good and
yeah. That was
green,
the first film I
intense.
ever seen of his. Gabriel sent me a link to that, and then ever since then, I like just got hooked on him. Basically. I
Oh,
even checked out the documentary that you said. I know you said you watched it before. Was it
Diary
Diary
of a
for it?
Deadbeat.
Diary
Diary
of a
of a
Deadbeat?
Deadbeat. Hmm.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Victor Bonacore. That documentary is like, yeah, that's a really good one,
Oh,
man.
it's everything just about the guy is just insanely cool. Like I would like
Yeah,
to just sit down and chat with him for 5 minutes is all I would want, just to.
yeah, he is. Like, I mean, we've said it before. He's one of those people that like you'd want to pick his brain because, you know, I don't agree with everything that he does and says or whatever,
Mhm.
but when you see his work, it's just like there's a genius behind it, so you're kind of fascinated by that, you know what I mean?
Oh,
And like
definitely,
just how
100%.
somebody like how their mind works, like to create what they do.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, see the man behind the madness, as they say. It definitely would
And there's
be
a lot of
very
madness
cool.
there, that's for sure.
I know that my mother-in-law is watching this. She was going to
Oh
ask a
yeah, that's right.
question on live, but she hasn't popped it on there yet. But I know the question. I'm going to go ahead and ask it
Yeah,
for her. And that was, what
yeah,
has been
go
your
ahead, man.
biggest obstacle about being a filmmaker in Ireland?
Um, I suppose been a huge horror fan and like there's not a horror scene in existence here. There's a lot of people making like dramas and you know stuff like that, and that's why I kind of like during COVID I kind of remotely became involved with the horror scene and got to do films
Mhm.
like you know Dustin Ferguson, Tony Newton, Joe Winecoop. I did an episode of Jennifer Angle's Malvolia, Queen of Screams. So I think the biggest thing is there's a huge horror fan base, but a lot of filmmakers just aren't making that stuff here, and that's why, um, you know, like this year recently, I did two Irish films. One of them was Idiot Boy, for my friend Luke de Bruin. That was shot over a period of 5 years. I shot all my stuff in one day back last March, but he was doing something that was very kind of Lynchian and kind of horror, you know, kind of horror toned. It's kind of like Gummo meets Twin Peaks, and it was all shot VHS. And
Oh, nice.
you know, I just thought you don't see a lot of filmmakers doing that. There are filmmakers making horror films, but the scene as far as uh, the output is not as big here. I notice a lot of people are doing more kind of gangland stuff and dramas and that. And then I was involved with like another film that my friend did, Saudachi Su Hong Tai Tung, which is not a horror film, but it has it's almost very like reality based. It's kind of without going too much into it, political in a way, but it never picks a side. It leaves it open so that way people can, you know, everybody can relate to it or pick their own point of view and all that. It doesn't like if you steer too much in one direction or the other, you tend to alienate a lot of people who have different beliefs. So I think it's cool that you leave it open and it's like, you know, that way everybody can relate to it on some level. And that's like a very effective film. But so I've been lucky to be involved like recently with like, you know, two films and filmmakers that really like speak to me because I was put myself more out remotely into the American scene or like this, that, and the other than the Irish scene. And I feel like now that I've got to know uh, after a number of years, got to step a bit more into the Irish scene, that I'm more kind of confident and comfortable to step in because I know that there's people who are on my wavelength and who we have the same tastes in films, and I want to make films with them and, you know, either act in their stuff or just down the others. But I think the big obstacle would be just that we're, you know, uh, we've always been just a small country.
Hmm.
You know, a lot of great talent has come from us, but I think it's just that you know, in comparison to other countries, as far as like a market for horror, like Irish horror or something like that, doesn't exist. Even like in England or UK, you know, there's a much bigger of an industry. It's definitely, but I feel like that's the thing. I've even talked to friends about that. Like, there's so much potential for it to kick off. It just hasn't. So maybe I can't do it by myself, but if enough of us like kind of banded together and kind of like came forward to that, it's definitely you know more than possible, basically.
Oh, definitely. That is really definitely what I feel Ireland needs. Because yeah, the horror community, as far as films that come out of Ireland, horror wise, they just you don't see a whole lot of them.
Oh yeah, very
Everybody
rare.
always throws out what Stitches, what Grabbers.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they always throw those ones out there, or Rawhead Rex, and it's like
That's a classic.
as another classic. Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
they don't.
Clive Barker hates it, but it's a fun one, I think.
I love it. I think it's a blast. I
Yeah,
love. I'm a sucker for schlocky guys in a rubber suit, monster movies.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's right up my alley.
Yeah,
So
and I've always thought that one.
I think that
But I think the
I
advantage as
have.
well.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I think the advantage as well is because there's very like slim pickings when it comes to Ireland. So, almost I've noticed that like just from when I'm talking to people or something like that and how I've got cast into things, like they're like, God, you sound very different or something. You're almost kind of like exotic just because you're from Ireland. So it's kind of cool. You can stand out more. But as far as like, yeah, there's definitely not a lot of a scene going on in Ireland, but I think it's cool that like if you make something from Ireland, automatically I've noticed like in the US or people are like, oh, what's this? It's from Ireland, and it's kind of exotic because it's different, and you kind of stand out a bit more because you're from a different country in a positive way.
Oh, definitely.
Whereas like you could be making a great film and like there's a million films like in the US horror films, but like once they hear you're from Ireland and all that, like people take a bit more notice because I suppose the heritage that belongs between Ireland and the US. So it's not a bad thing. You can't complain about that at all. It's just I
Oh,
feel like a lot more of us need to use that for advantage a bit more.
mhm. Definitely, definitely 100% behind you with that. I just got one final or thing to say, and that's
Yeah,
the
go ahead.
platform right now is just all yours. Is there anything you would like to say before we end this amazing 25 minutes that we've been hanging out just
Yeah.
chatting?
Um. Well, first off, thanks a lot for having me on, Matthew. It's my first time ever doing a live, and I just want to say, like, it meant the world to me, like, when out of the blue, when you picked Disembodied Hitman to be reviewed for your channel, you gave it a really great review, a real honest review, and I respected that a lot. And, like, even just in that short amount of time to see where you've come with your channel and to see, like, you being embraced by the horror community because of how genuine and your true enthusiasm for films it's very, inspiring, and it's well deserved because you're a guy that loves movies, and everybody's flocking to you now. So I feel like I was kind of before that. I was kind of like there early on after during your hiatus when you came back. I feel like I was there before the whole snowball happened, so I got to kind of experience it and see it all happen with you. So it's been really cool to see that. As far as me, I feel like I done a lot of films during like 2021, 2022. I, kind of winded down this year because I want to do bigger and better stuff. I'm not. It was good to do so many films in a short space of time to be familiar in the scene, and for some people to like know my name and to collaborate with like some of the best that I feel in the indie scene at the moment. But obviously, I feel like I've been on a lot of great football teams. Like I've been a player on a lot of great football teams. Now I'd like to be captain, and like do my own feature type of thing. So for me, it's just about quality over quantity, and I really want to when I'm doing features now. I just want to do something that really represents what I can do as a filmmaker, what I'm capable of. So I'm just gonna enjoy that process, even if it takes me a while to get films out. That's part of the journey, and I'm happy to experience that and see what the positives and negatives are from that.
Nice. That's very, very cool. And I thank you very, very much for being along for this snowball of a ride that I've been on. It's been just a crazy
Yeah,
train. But I love every moment of it. And yeah, it's filmmakers like you that make it worthwhile. And I
thanks
just
a lot, man.
I appreciate you taking the time out of your day, your evening, because it's what, 9 o'clock
Yeah, yeah.
there, I believe, going on 10.
It's probably about 9:30, something like that. Yeah,
Okay,
I
yeah,
think. Yeah.
that's not too late, but you know, like you've told me before,
I'm,
you're a
I'm
night
I'm a
owl.
night owl anyway, man. Like, this is my time now, so I'll probably just listen to some music and stuff after we wrap up. But like, it's been a lot of fun anyway, and definitely do this again sometime. I'd love to do that. You know.
Yes, yes,
So
and
thanks so much.
we'll talk about this, that, and the other, as they say. All right, Dean, it's been a pleasure, and
Exactly.
you have a great rest of your night, and I will talk to you later, man.
All right. Cheers,
All
brother.
right, cheers.
Appreciate that. So, cheers, man. Let's see. I'm not sure. Do you